Right now, the crypto market is slowly shifting its focus back toward one of the strongest Layer 1 ecosystems in the entire space, and that is Solana. At the moment, Solana is trading around $90, and even though the price action may look calm compared to the explosive moves we've seen in past cycles, something very important is happening beneath the surface. This is the kind of phase where the market is not driven by hype, not driven by headlines, but driven by positioning. And if you've been in crypto long enough, you already understand that these quiet phases are often where the biggest opportunities are created. Because the reality is simple. Most people only pay attention when a coin is already trending, when it's already pumping, when it's already in the news. But smart investors, the ones who actually build wealth in this market, they focus on these moments. Moments where the price is stable, where the excitement is low, and where the majority of the crowd is distracted somewhere else. And right now, Solana sitting around the $90 range feels exactly like that kind of moment. To really understand where Solana could go by 2026, you have to understand what makes it so important in the first place. Solana was not just built to be another blockchain. It was built to solve one of the biggest problems in crypto, was scalability. While networks like Ethereum became extremely popular, they also faced issues with congestion and high fees, especially during periods of high demand. This created an opportunity for new blockchains to step in and offer better performance, and that's exactly where Solana entered the picture. Solana introduced a system that could process thousands of transactions per second with extremely low fees. This was not just a small improvement, it was a massive leap in performance compared to many existing networks. And because of that, developers started paying attention. Projects started building. Users started exploring. And before anyone realized it, Solana had built one of the fastest growing ecosystems in the entire crypto industry. At its peak, Solana was everywhere. From decentralized finance platforms to NFT marketplaces to blockchain-based games, the network became a hub for innovation. And the price reflected that growth in a dramatic way. But like every major cycle in crypto, the hype phase eventually cooled down. The market corrected, prices dropped, and attention shifted to other narratives. During that period, Solana also faced criticism. Network outages raised concerns about reliability. Market conditions pushed prices lower. And many people started questioning whether the project could maintain its position in such a competitive environment. But what happened next is what makes Solana so interesting today. It didn't disappear. It didn't fade away like many other projects. It continued building. And in crypto, that's one of the strongest signals you can look for. Because projects that continue developing during difficult times are often the ones that come back stronger in the next cycle. Now fast forward to today. Solana is trading around $90, and the market is once again starting to take notice. The hype is not fully back yet, but the foundation is there. Developers are still active. New projects are still launching. The ecosystem is still evolving. And most importantly, the narrative around high-performance blockchains is becoming relevant again. This is where things start getting really interesting when we talk about 2026. Crypto markets move in cycles. We've seen it again and again. There's a phase of accumulation, followed by expansion, followed by peak hype, and then correction. Right now, many analysts believe we are somewhere between accumulation and early expansion. And if that's true, then the next couple of years could be extremely important for projects like Solana. Because when the market enters a full bull phase, capital doesn't just flow into one coin. It spreads across the entire ecosystem. Investors start looking for strong projects with real use cases, and Solana checks a lot of those boxes. It has speed, it has scalability, it has a growing ecosystem, and it has already proven that it can handle large-scale adoption. Now let's talk about where the price could realistically go by 2026. In a scenario where the crypto market grows steadily, without extreme hype but with consistent adoption, Solana could realistically move into the $150 to $250 range. This would be driven by gradual ecosystem growth, increasing user activity, and steady investor confidence. It wouldn't be explosive, but it would be solid and sustainable. But crypto rarely moves in a straight, predictable line. When the market enters a strong bull run, things can accelerate very quickly. Narratives become powerful. Capital flows aggressively. And projects with strong fundamentals can see massive gains in a short period of time. In such a scenario, Solana could potentially reach the $300 to $500 range during peak market conditions. And then there's the scenario that gets everyone excited. If Solana manages to dominate key sectors like gaming, NFTs, and decentralized applications, and if it successfully addresses its past reliability issues, the upside could be even higher. In an extremely bullish environment, with strong adoption and global interest in blockchain technology, the price could push towards $600 or beyond at the peak of the cycle. Now, does that mean this is guaranteed? Of course not. Crypto is unpredictable. It depends on multiple factors: global economic conditions, regulatory developments, technological advancements, and market sentiment. Any of these can influence how the market behaves over the next few years. Competition is another important factor to consider. Solana is not the only blockchain trying to scale. Other networks are also improving their technologies, trying to attract developers and users. The competition in the Layer 1 space is intense, and only the strongest ecosystems will maintain long-term dominance. At the same time, Solana has one major advantage. It already has momentum. It already has recognition. And it already has a community. These are things that cannot be built overnight. Another key factor that could influence Solana's future is adoption. The more real-world applications are built on the network, the more valuable it becomes. Whether it's payments, gaming, decentralized finance, or something entirely new, adoption is what ultimately drives long-term growth. And this is where Solana has significant potential, because its speed and low fees make it suitable for mass usage. If developers continue building user-friendly applications, and if those applications attract real users, the demand for the network could increase dramatically. Now, here's something most people don't think about.